to another episode of Toby's Stupid Vlog.
So we're here. Having some tea and cake. In the dining living room / kitchen. It's like a full kitchen facilities. Microwave hob, fridge, freezer, dishwasher, tea, coffee, and then a selection of wines and spirits. You can see there as well. Some porcelain cabbage. So this is another one of the little sitting rooms. Again, more liquors and a nice little space. You can get a nice glance out the window. I was sitting here drinking your whiskey. And this is the last little sitting room. And then you come up here. Into a little bedroom, which is very nice actually. Very pretty and has quite amazing views over the city and whatnot. And there's the front door. I'll show you the bedroom tomorrow when it's a bit lighter and you can see more. These are the gardens, which are quite stunning, and there's quite a lot of them. And the gardens are set in a park, so yes, there's plenty of greenery. That's the main house. That's where we came in, that's where the entrance to the park is. It's got these beautiful old dry stone walls surrounding it on all sides. It doesn't seem as autumny here in terms of colours, it seems slightly more summery, if that makes sense. Look at this. This is very nice. Ducks at sunset. So this is yet more of the garden. You can see there's a pond here, and then the house is back up the hill in the trees there. But most impressively is the huge amount of parkland it's set in. So you can see it on the other side of the fence there, and then you can see it here with a lot of sheep down towards the cathedral, which is just over there. This is Wells. This is the well, this is the walk into Wells. I mean, to be honest, Wells Cathedral you can just see peeking above the roofs there, and we're just wandering into town to find something to eat. So this is the market square in Wells, and we've just been down the restaurant around the corner, which was called Goodfellows, because that is actually the surname of the people who run it. Just wandering back now. That is the you'll see this all in the morning in daylight. That's the gate to where the cathedral is. Good morning. It's slightly wet today. It smells fantastic out there still. So it's a little damp at the bottom of the park, and the sheep are looking confused and also quite wet. So we decided to drive down the hill, the whole quarter mile that it is, to save us a bit of getting wet as we take a stroll into Wells and have a look at the cathedral in the daytime. So that's the back of the cathedral, and this is one of the wells of wells. That's St Andrew's Well. And if you come around here, you can see the second well, whose name I forget. And it feeds into the sort of reservoir up there and then flows into the town. So there is the cathedral that we were in earlier, now basking in beautiful blue sunshine. And then this is the Bishop's Palace, where we've just been. There is the outside of the cathedral. So we're just wandering back, we've just been into town, had a bit of something to eat and a bit of shopping and whatnot, and we're now heading back towards, well, the next thing you'll see is the oldest continually habited street in Europe, which has had occupied houses on it since 1450s. The park's a bit windy, but you can see the beautiful oaks. And the cathedral in the distance. And the house just up ahead. What a beautiful evening it is. The sun is just setting behind the trees over there. And over here, just see the last light on the sheep. So we're on our way. Had an enormous breakfast this morning that consisted of everything ever, and now we're heading off through Wookey towards Cheddar, both famous for their caves, one almost also famous for its cheese. Look at the view from up here. This is up towards Priddy, P-R-I-D-D-Y, Priddy, and you can see all the way down the hill. We've just come through Wookey. That's amazing, it's ever so still, ever so peaceful. Excuse me. Welcome to Cheddar, famous for its gorge and its tea rooms and its seaside feel. Oh, and its cheese. It also has cheese. I think it's Stilton that they make here. But anyway, it is a nice day to go into a cave. Now, whether we're allowed to film in the caves, I can't remember. I imagine you can't, but you know, try. We'll always try. So this is the entrance to GOUGH'S cave. That's him and his fantastic beard. And that's the actual mouth of the cave. Well, we escaped from the Crystal Cove, although there was an evil wizard and a dragon at the end, but we managed to survive that. We're going to go up here, despite the fact, as you might be able to see, the lookout tower is closed, but we can still get a view from the top. So we're up at on the cliff top, sort of the, well, the cliff above the gorge, isn't it? Just coming up to a little viewpoint. So we've stopped for the one thing that is essential in Somerset, which is cream teas. We're back and we have a million bags. Look, they even have a bucket of cake. and the tripod. We literally only went for 48 hours. We got more bags than we go to Switzerland for like a week and a half. How nice to come back from a long weekend and be greeted by this. This is going to be how it is most of the week, so I apologise in advance. You're not going to see much, but then you've got lots of sunniness and general West Country joy. So bear with me. So I've just been back to Pools on the Park to do some swimming, which I hadn't done since training pre-marathon. But this time I thought I'd test my scuba watch to see if it actually does what it says it does, which is, you know, waterproof to unbelievable depths. Obviously a swimming pool's only about 3.6 metres deep and it cope with that just fine. So the next real test is going to be taking it to Gran Canaria and trying it sort of 12, 15 metres deep. And then we'll see if it really is waterproof as it says. But as I say, it's quite a cheap one. It's not a Rolex. I didn't pay 30 grand for a diving watch. I paid £54. So worst comes to the worst, I will be not recommending it. But at the moment it actually worked really well. And it's very, very easy to read underwater. Yeah, it's great. Check out the contrasting weather from yesterday. It's wonderful. Blue skies. It's not hugely warm as you might imagine, but it's a really nice day. So I figured, because it's been literally months since I've done this in leisure, I'm going to go into Kew Gardens. Every time we've been in up to this point since June, really, it's been some sort of exercise walk, some sort of training walk. This time it's just going to be a casual stroll and look at the leaves and stuff. You know, autumn things. Okay, so that is an Apache, otherwise known as a gunship or an attack helicopter. Good question as to what it's doing flying over central London, you might ask. I do not have an answer. It's the secluded greenhouse, otherwise known as my occasional office. My table is still there, but they've moved all the chairs. Oh well. It's very nice on a day like today. It's summery indoors, where there's no wind. They're just planting the next set of flowers, presumably for winter. All the summer ones have come up now. But there's still an amazing amount of colour in the gardens. I mean, geraniums here you can see, but beyond that, trees and beds and what have you. So I said this week would be a bit short in filming because of the weather, but actually it hasn't been the weather that's been holding me back. I've actually been quite ill for the last 48 hours, so I'm very happy not to be, and to be out of the house finally. Really haven't had a lot of sick days since I went freelance. In fact, I think technically yesterday might be the first, and they suck, always. But because I'm feeling better and I'm out of the house, I'm going to meet a friend to pop into a pub in Chiswick for the first time in a long time. Both him and the pub, that is. So I've just been to the Bull's Head in Chiswick, Strand of the Green. It's actually a very nice pub, although it's not the pub I intended to go to. The City Barge was the pub I thought I was going to. But there's 3 pubs along here and I got them all confused. Doesn't actually matter, they're all very good. So it's a win-win situation. And I should go to the pub more often because it's lovely and it's, you know, that's what we do this time of year. It's cold out. You go into a pub and you have a nice ale because I'm an old man and that's what I'm up to. Anyway, so it's another surprisingly nice day actually. It was supposed to be quite miserable today, but it's turned out quite well. So I'm going to go into Kew Gardens, see what it's like, take some photos. Now the most amazing thing about today, you might not think so, but the one overarching smell of today is aftershave. In fact, the guy in front of me is wearing so much that I can smell it from here, and he's so far away that he can't hear me talking, and he's on the other side of the road. But still, I feel like I'm in quite a flammable area. Quite worrying. I think Kew might catch fire any moment. Anyway, odours aside, check out how wonderful some of the colours are. The gardens, that's really nice there. I'm going to go and see if we can find some more. So one of my favourite things about autumn, aside from the leaf colours, is when you come and see these ornamental vines and look what happens to the grapes. So we can focus on them. So you see they go all sorts of blues and purples like little marbles. Quite amazing. It's really impressive, and it's not really a colour you see much in nature in terms of edibles anyway. Haven't been here in quite a while. In autumn it's quite pleasant. It's actually it's not very autumnal in here yet. The leaves haven't really started changing. There's a bit, the beeches have dropped a little bit, but usually when beech trees start changing, it's usually nice yellows and golden colours. Nothing yet. Anyway, because this has been quite a long week, what with a lot of wells at the beginning, we'll call it a day here because this is a nice place to finish on. Try not to make you motion sick. So thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want to see more, because then you'll be notified each time. And I will see you next week.